I loved a movie that I saw last week that is just as powerful as it gets. Created Equal, Clarence Thomas, in his own words. It's a real honor to welcome on our guest line the the writer director of Created Equal, Clarence Thomas, in his own words, Michael Pack. Michael, it's great having you on the show. Congratulations on a terrific movie.
Thank you very much, Mike. Good to be on your
So,
show.
thank you for taking a couple minutes with us. Most Americans, I think this is accurate, correct me if I'm wrong, have never really heard Clarence Thomas speak. Certainly not like they will in this movie. That I think is the broad appeal to hear this man's remarkable story in his own words rather than somebody else's version of it.
That's right. We wanted to give him a chance to tell his story directly to the American people. So I conducted over 30 hours of interviews with Justice Thomas and his wife Ginny, and really they're the only interviews in the film. Other than there's other material, stock footage, recreations, but they're the people you hear from. We wanted Justice Thomas to look right at the camera, talk to the audience, and tell his story to them. And you're right, people haven't heard from him. He doesn't like to give interviews. He's been burned by the media. He doesn't speak much in oral argument, but this is a chance for people to hear his story, and he's a great storyteller. He's an ideal teller of his own story.
Michael, I'm not sure that many Americans have any idea what it's like to experience the rage of the angry left at being a black conservative. I mean, I think we go back to the beginning of Clarence Thomas in public life. Is it accurate to say that it could all be traced back to the hatred and contempt for a black man who happens to have conservative views?
I think that's a big part of it. I mean, as soon as he, the first half of the movie is this very difficult and complicated journey. First, first within the Catholic Church, losing his faith, becoming a black radical and coming back to conservatism. But once he was a conservative and voted for Ronald Reagan, he was fair game for everybody to shoot at. And it was like that even before the very contentious hearings. We have a sequence where we show this article that Harding Carter, a well-known Southern journalist who was prominent in the Jimmy Carter administration, wrote about Clarence Thomas in the 80s, calling him a chicken-eating preacher who was gathering crumbs from the white man's table. Really naked racist language that, as Justice Thomas says in the movie, you could not apply to a liberal without being accused of being a racist.
Oh,
But okay for Clarence Thomas.
yeah, anything goes. Michael Pack is our guest. He's the writer director of Created Equal, Clarence Thomas in his own words. It's in theaters everywhere. I urge you to go see it this weekend. JusticeThomasMovie.com. Get tickets for the whole family. It's powerful. It's inspirational. Michael, it is said that during Supreme Court proceedings, he is a man of few words. Do you believe in having the way you got to know him and his wife and tell his story through this film? Do you think that he is purposefully a man of few words because of these past experiences and what he has endured?
Well, I think that's part of it. By the way, thank you for mentioning our website, justicethomasmovie.com. If it's not, it's in 40 theaters, but if it's not where your listeners are, and there's a big enough group of them, they can sign up on the website, and we can make a screening happen where they are.
Oh,
But
good.
I appeal to your listeners to go. I mean, often people who are more conservative just don't go to the movies. They've ceded it to the left, who celebrate their films and their heroes. I mean, I think of RBG, which made a documentary which made a big hero of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We should do the same with Justice Thomas. He's certainly as much a hero as Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And I think liberals should go too. I went to the Ruth Bader Ginsburg film and I learned something from it. I think everyone would learn something from hearing Justice Thomas's story and his views.
Found powerful message. Please go to justicethomasmovie.com. And as Michael said, if it's not showing in your community, go through the website, and there's a way that you can set up a screening in your town. And listen, this is Oscar weekend. A lot of us are going to be kind of mortified at some of the crap that we see coming out of Hollywood. This is a nice sort of way to vote with your pocketbook and see a movie that you're going to take away a very powerful experience. I know, Michael Pack, how busy you are, and I'm so grateful you could take a couple of minutes out of your schedule as the writer-director of Created Equal, Clarence Thomas in his own words, to join us here on the Mike Gallagher Show. Thank you, sir. I hope the movie, I know it's going to be a big success, and I'm grateful to you for you joining us here on the Mike Gallagher Show.